forget, right? We forget that we think this. So this is something to think about, okay? Is we think that the dollar bill is more important than 10 dimes. The 10 dimes outweigh the dollar bill by far. And what I mean by that is if we have 10 small interactions, I see you 10 times, and it might be a handshake, it might be a wave, it might be how's your family doing, whatever those things are, okay? And they're sincere, they're not fake, they're just, how you doing, Max? I haven't seen you in a while. What's going on, right? Or we sit down once 10 years from now and go, for 20 minutes, have coffee. Yeah. Which one, the dimes will make a bigger impact? Sure. Yep. And we talk about that a lot in our program. Is that if it's about this one event, like we'll go to a lot of events that are cool, right? But if you really look back, it's these little just addition, which turn to multiplication. And we talk a lot about the emotional bank account. And what happens are, we'll put in 50 cents, we'll put in 50 cents, we'll put in 50 cents, and then we want to pull out $7, right? Like that's what we'll do with our, like if we have a problem with our spouse, it's like, well, we haven't been there around for 2 weeks, and they're like, well, I got to go, and she's like, you got to see the kids. We'd like you to see the kid, you know? Yeah. And it's the same thing here is like, I think at the end of the day, what you're talking about is that the gentle rain, the farmers right now, we're in a bad situation. We need rain. But they don't need 4 inches right now. They need a half an inch to an inch today. They need a half an inch or inch tomorrow. They need a half an inch or an inch the next day. And they'd make up ground in a hurry. Yeah. And we all want to do that big pour in, like this huge, we want to just drink the whole coffee pot. Yeah. No, spend the whole day with coffee. Yeah. You're going to get a lot more out of it. Right. And that's how I think what you're talking about is pouring into people, and then fatherhood or, they watch what you're doing. Yeah. They watch how you act. Yeah. They watch how you communicate with your spouse. They watch how you show love. That's one thing it was interesting from Tony Robbins is I remember him saying, I don't remember where I was, is that everyone sees love differently because it's how they grew up and saw love. And so their interaction or perception, it's like, have you ever read the 5 love languages? Yeah. So it's the same thing, right? Yeah. Like you assume like, well, I brought you coffee. Why aren't you happy? Yeah. She's like, I would like time. Time's my love language, not coffee. Okay. Yeah. Or terms of endearment, whatever those things are. But it's how you see it is what matters, not how I see it. Right. And our society right now says, how I see it matters. Yeah. No, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. And we forget that. And so it's the same thing with, like you talk about with parenting and fatherhood is you have to be intentional, you have to be sincere, and you have to pay. Yeah. So. Yeah, it's true. I mean, it's, I know this is a podcast about, just professionalism and what you do with your time, but I feel like most of the guests we've talked to really see a marriage between, what they do and who they are is their, their family and all that. It's connected. You can't separate those. Maybe like you did 30, 40 years ago, where it's like, this is my career, this is my family. And I just go back to this phrase of like, what you do is a lot less important than who you do it with.
There's no doubt.
I mean, coaching, awesome. Marketing, awesome. I mean, people are going to find whatever their thing is. Yep. And if it makes you super happy, I think that's great. But what I'm trying to sort of discover through these conversations is, what can I gain from people that have kind of been before me, even if they're only a little bit ahead of me, in their perspective on those relationships, because I don't want to miss it. Right. And I don't want other people to miss it by being on the front end, college and high school, thinking that it's about the money they can make or it's about the success they can achieve professionally. Yeah.
Well, you said something there that was interesting. I know we're talking time, but I think it's really important is boundaries. We haven't touched that. And you have to have boundaries. Yeah. And where we mess up, I shouldn't say it, where I've messed up a lot is by not putting boundaries, because your job right now goes home with you.
Yeah, that's hard in your job. Yeah. Yeah, because it isn't traditional hours.
Yeah, oh no. I mean, you're making recruiting calls last night till 9:30. Yeah. And so you have to put boundaries. And so like, we were a couple years into our marriage. I think we had 2 children, and my wife was like, it would be really nice if you didn't bring the phone to the dinner table. And I was like, I can do that. Yeah. Like, that's just a boundary.
So if we don't get a recruit because I don't answer the phone call at 6:30 during dinner, then we don't want that recruit. But you have to be okay with that, right? Like, well, I might miss a sale. Okay, so if that person who you're getting a sale from can't understand that you want to be with your family at that time, you don't align anyways.
Yeah.
So then that's life. Like another sale will come. I think the good Lord will make sure you'll get another sale. You'll be okay. And so you have to remember with email and with the telephone and all those things is you have to be able to put some boundaries there. And we forget that when you're, and I don't mean chasing in a bad way, but when you're trying to pursue that big thing, you just put that big thing right there and that's it. And then all these other things, and that's how you can lose them. You know, and it's like, marriage is an amazing thing, but it's not easy.
Yeah. It's true.
Right? Your career is an amazing thing, but it's not easy.
Right. Yep.
You know, and so I think the thing that's easy is to quit. Like in all of that. Well, that doesn't make you quicker to the success of the story. Now, I'm not saying there's all different circumstances and everything, but what I'm explaining by that is so if you can put some boundaries that can help you do both, you'll be in good shape. And I think that is a hard one. You know, my wife is amazing. She wants to have dinner almost every night. We have dinner almost every night as a family.
Yeah.
And I remember early in our relationship, she established that, and it is a cornerstone of our family. We get to talk about all kinds of things, and we could have fights because kids are going crazy and whatever. But it's like you find out what they did in their day. You find out what they're struggling with. You can even see, the thing I enjoy is if you pay attention, you can see like maybe one of them's had a bad day, but they're not going to tell you.
Yeah.
And so you can tell that, okay, so I need to talk to her later. But you would have missed it because you were so concerned about, you know?
Yeah.
And when you get so caught up in that, you lose yourself also, you know? And so I agree that you'll wake up and you're going to be 45 and you're going to go, whew, you know, and you're not going to do everything right because you can't, but hopefully you were intentional and you paid attention and you did the best you could. And that's it.
Yeah.
And life goes on.
Life goes on.
Life goes on. If it doesn't, then there's no reason to worry about it anyway.
That's true,
So either way, you're in good shape.
Yeah.